learning new details this evening in a child pornography investigation right here in Fargo. Thank you for joining us. 4 felony charges of child porn were filed today in Cass County, and investigators report finding hundreds of images and several graphic videos on one man's devices. He claims he was just researching the topic to help a friend who was abused as a child. Valley News Team's Bradford Eric joins us now with the latest. Bradford?
Christine, it's an investigation that's taken detectives 2 years to put together. According to court documents, Royce Warner was questioned by Fargo police in June of 2014. They asked Warner about a conversation where he claimed he was researching child pornography to find out how it was exchanged and to track down sexual predators. The documents walk us through the police investigation as they question him about online accounts, internet searches, and downloaded content. The BCI eventually takes over, cracking open a tablet, cell phone, laptop, desktop computer, and hard drive. Agents found 5 videos depicting child pornography and over 600 still images of an 8 to 10-year-old girl. A Yahoo search for where can I find girls into pedophilia and other evidence. The documents also showed that earlier this year, charges against Warner were declined and the case was closed. I asked Assistant State's Attorney Tristan Vandestreek why, to which he replied his office needed to find out from BCI which images were on which devices. He said prosecutors needed to prove that Royce Warner possessed a specific device with a specific image in the city of Fargo at a specific time, and that he knew it was child pornography. What's next is for a judge to sign a nationwide arrest warrant, as it's believed Royce Warner no longer lives in the area and is instead living in California. Christine?
Thanks, Bradford. Warner faces 4 felony charges of possessing child pornography and could face 20 years in jail if found guilty on all counts. The recent sentence of a Stanford student convicted of raping an unconscious woman has sparked a lot of discussion and emotion. Long before we learned about Brock Turner in that case, colleges and universities were talking about how to address the problem in Minnesota. Carla Holt reports.
Everyone's outraged about this particular case, but this case happens over and over and over again.
That is not okay.
For the first time ever, more than 50 Minnesota college campuses have come together to talk about a crime that may actually not have gone up, but has gained new momentum.
We would say there really hasn't been an increase, that this is the number that there have been all along. It's just that we think differently and speak differently about it.
And Yvonne Cornoyer with the Minnesota Coalition Against Sexual Assault and others are helping colleges speak more about it, helping them to abide by a new law going into effect August 1st.
I think legislators wanted to really make it easier for victims. They wanted to make sure that victims' rights were being respected.
That we meet victims with compassion and competence.
And so here, a chance to learn about the best responses to and the prevention of sexual assault, from better training to learning about the psychology involved, something Tracy Thomas Card works on every day.
We know so many people are affected by sexual violence. People of all ages, identities, genders are affected by sexual violence.
And to help change the numbers, 1 in 4 women, 1 in 6 to 10 men, people here are leading the conversation, hoping to bring greater safety to campuses around the state.
And if we can all come together to work to prevent sexual violence from happening, the world will be a much better place.
Experts say the reason the numbers may appear to go up, better reporting and response procedures. They believe the work being done will help bring those numbers down. And the reason more people are coming forward, survivors started talking and then students started calling for change. One person was shot outside Dallas Love Field Airport today after police say he lunged at an officer. Police say the incident started as a domestic disturbance when the man threw rocks at a woman's car outside baggage claim. They say when the officers tried to intervene, the man lunged at them. That's when one of the officers opened fire, striking the man 4 times. The man was taken to the hospital and his condition remains unknown. Inside the airport, chaos erupted as passengers screamed and scrambled for cover.
When I see people dropping behind there, I thought people were getting shot in the baggage claim area. I was like, good Lord.
Oh, my word.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Airport officials say flights into Love Field are arriving on schedule, but departing flights are expected to be delayed as all our passengers are being rescreened through security. Hot and sunny and steamy on this Friday, and a lot of people are wondering about tonight's forecast as they head out to the lake. Here's Justin Fanfarilli with a look at first weather. Justin?
And thank you, Christine, and good evening, everybody. Yeah, we saw mainly sunny skies out there for the day today. If you liked hot weather, this was the day for you. We are at our high today of 90 in Fargo, 85 at Jamestown, Bemidji, 84 at Devil's Lake, and even hotter as you look into portions of eastern South Dakota, where they're into the lower 90s. The sun is doing most of the work. We have that wind from mainly the north or northwest between 10 and 20 miles per hour. Not that bad out there, just a light breeze. Here's a look at our radar. As you can see, we have crystal clear skies out there. You have to make your way into portions of Minnesota before you start to run into some severe weather out there with a lot of lightning out there, and there is a lot of severe thunderstorm warnings out there and some flash flood warnings out that way. For us, though, mainly clear skies. It's going to be hot even as we go through this evening, and temperatures will be near 90 by 8 p.m. into the lower 80s by 10 p.m. and eventually by midnight getting into the mid-70s. We are tracking the chance of some thunderstorms, some strong to severe, as we go through the weekend. I'll have the details coming up.
Thanks, Justin. The Minnesota Pollution Control Agency has issued an air quality advisory for Detroit Lakes and all areas south of that down past the Twin Cities. What this means is that the air could reach unhealthy levels for sensitive groups, including children, elderly, and those who suffer from illnesses like asthma. Melissa Moore has asthma, as do her sons, so she knows that bad air could mean an asthma attack.
It feels like the oxygen is coming in and out of your throat versus taking a full breath and filling your lungs.
The Minnesota Pollution Control Agency urges people to avoid doing strenuous work outside, not to burn wood, and avoid using your car as much as possible, which could add pollutants to the air. The two GOP candidates for governor held their final debate this morning at 1100 a.m. The Flag in South Fargo. Fargo businessman Doug Burgum and North Dakota Attorney General Wayne Stenjum went back and forth discussing each other's record of being pro-energy, who they support for the presidency, and whether each candidate is pro-choice or pro-life.
Scott McNally's dad is the head of Hess. Scott has grown. He's got two petroleum engineering. When he was at Stanford, he was the most conservative kid on campus. He was writing an article about why Stanford should not divest their fossil fuels, and it was twisted around by
we have the quote, and you can certainly look at it. But let's
read the whole article. It's taken out of context.
Because your political advisor, Bob Harms, did represent the radical environmental defense fund.
North Dakota's primary election is this Tuesday, June 14th. Thousands of you decided to beat the rush and take advantage of North Dakota's early voting law. At last report, more than 4,500 ballots had been cast in Cass County alone. Early voting wraps up at 7 tonight. That hotly contested Republican governor's race we just mentioned, along with stiff competition for local offices, are likely factors in the turnout. If you're traveling to the lake this weekend to escape our summer heat, you may notice a construction project in the works. Work is underway in Detroit Lakes for a new hotel. When we visited the property back in August, a sign outside said it's expected to open in about 1 year. The hotel is located where the old Capri Motel was built. This week would have been Prince's 58th birthday. Today, the U of M approved a special motion to honor of the late music legend and Minnesota native.
He is considered to be one of the most influential musicians of the 20th century. His unexpected death saddened Minnesota and the world. I'm very pleased on behalf of the university to be able to announce this honorary degree. We will arrange a very significant public event in the near future to honor Prince and to present this degree.
The singer passed away in April from an accidental overdose of painkillers. U of M President Eric Kaler says the idea for an honorary degree was under consideration before Prince died. From closets to kitchens, many rooms in our homes could use an update that will help keep things organized. Designers from Smart Spaces say keeping things in order can not only save your family time while getting ready for dinner or for work, but will also save you money. For example, a kitchen pantry is a spot where food items can get mixed around and forgotten. So Smart Spaces helps with projects such as closet lights or a new garage floor.
We really pride ourselves on finding the best solution for the customer. And sometimes that's not the whole house. Sometimes it is a small project. But if we can help in some little way, we really enjoy the idea that we're helping give people that peace of mind and helping make their everyday lives easier.
We have a link to their website on valleynewslive.com. Just be sure to click on our hot button. Domino's is making it even easier to order food online. And guess what? There's no mouse clicking involved. That's still ahead tonight.